In the Stands podcast, powered by Conditioned Air Systems for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Please check out their contact info in the link below for a great local company.
Ladies and gentlemen,
In the Stands podcast, coming back at you. Andy Roberts, Jason Loggins, welcome.
What up?
Just looks like just the two of us today.
Yep.
Which we feel well needed. We can update on a few things and
Sure.
Give you some more camera time. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, it's my best angle here too. So
Yeah, well. All right, let's talk about, we know spring sports, getting into playoff mode here. I think now we're at least through the couple rounds of most of sports.
Yep.
We've got soccer going on, tennis, track, of course, baseball. Looks like Gainesville, Cherokee Bluff, North Hall.
all road warriors this week.
Yep, I think all hosted home last week. The three of them will be on the road. I know you and I really hoping. I hope all three of them go. It really is a remarkable kind of what Gainesville's done to turn their season around from last year to this year. Surprising a lot of people and playing great baseball. Cherokee Bluff, North Hall, I'd love to see that rematch.
I think the whole county would, just because it's Bluff versus North Hall and the rivalry that is established over there for the last couple of years. And we were there last year for the big playoff game. And
Electric for a baseball game.
yeah.
And I believe this year we'll be back at North Hall, correct?
Yes, because they're a lower seed or higher seed, whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
Both, I know both of those programs playing great, and this year high expectations for both of them. Both of them seem to, for the most part, be loaded. So yeah, I hope that.
I think North Hall's more balanced this year than they have been. They've
agree with that.
got great pitching, and they're hitting the ball really well. I think they set the record with most home runs in the season up there at North Hall. So this could be their year.
Yep, I know. I also know what they're all thinking is we got to get past this week.
Sure, yeah, one game at a time. They go down to Whitewater, tough opponent. Bluff goes down to Troop, who beat them last year in the state. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
it's gonna be a tough hold or tough walk through going to Troop and closing that deal. So
Yep. Soccer. We're getting into soccer. Let's see. Tomorrow is Johnson.
well, no, today is Johnson girls and the Cherokee Bluff girls.
Oh, okay.
So that's the two remaining Hall County schools left. Tomorrow is the boys bracket. So we have a lot left. We have Johnson versus East Hall. You know, Johnson played West Hall last week for the first round. So now they play another county opponent, which
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
the
it's-
first two rounds. Well, of course, everybody knows we're Johnson soccer unreal what they're doing, but
yeah,
you want to talk about making a name for yourself. East Hall comes in there and upsets them.
that's right.
That's
And they've already played each other, obviously this year, and I think it was a close game, close match, whatever. So yeah, it's playoffs, so you never know.
you never know.
We still have the Flyer Branch, Chestatee, and Gainesville still alive in the playoffs. So
Okay.
props to them. Good luck to them for making it this far, and who knows?
Yep. Can't wait. You can follow us on Instagram. We'll be updating along the way, congratulating these teams continuing to make it.
Yep.
And so all the sports. So you can follow us here. Check that out.
North Hall boys and girls are still deep in the playoffs in tennis.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah, we've got
good luck to them.
We've got some great tennis talent around
Yeah.
the county. So
we-
and track. There's
track
people doing
is-
some big things in track.
That's right. I got some runners up at North Hall, and I mean it's the same. I would assume it's the same people that were in the cross country.
I think
Summer, she's still dominating. I read the other day, so just close the deal.
Yep. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck to everybody and all that.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing great and winning, how about those Braves?
Yeah. How about them? It's April, Andy. April.
gotta
You
start
can't win the
somewhere.
World Series in April.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I
can't.
beg to differ. It's you start prepping for it.
Did you pay for that jersey?
Not going to discuss that. We're the best in MLB, Loggins. You can say what you want.
In
say what you
April.
want about the Braves.
Okay, well, here's what is it in April? I'm gonna make this statement.
Okay.
The Braves will not win the World Series this year.
Okay.
And I'm willing to put my hair on the line here on this podcast.
In what way?
Shave it.
You'll shave your head if the Braves win the World Series.
100%. That's how confident I am that they're going to let you down again.
Okay.
You heard it here first, folks.
Mark, can you write that down?
Got it.
Yep. We're 7 games ahead in the division. I just want to throw that out there. Best team in baseball.
I mean, you've done this before. You've dominated, won all these pennants, and you didn't close the deal in the playoffs. So
You have no idea how bad I hope you're shaving your head on this podcast. You have no clue.
hey, look, I'll be bald and beautiful. It doesn't matter to me, but
Here we go.
I've got something. Somebody's got to do something if the Braves lose. So anybody watching, if they want to comment, they'll do something. I'm up for it. I'm putting my hair on the line here. That's how confident I am. Somebody else be confident in your Braves.
Okay, here we go. Also, we want to we threw a little challenge out there. We asked everybody's input, questions you wanted answered. As far as from us on the podcast, and actually got great questions.
We got some good ones.
So first of all, thank you to everybody that posted something up.
People actually watching.
I know. Well,
No,
a few at least.
Yes.
So we'll go with that. So here we go. We'll get into this. Got some really good ones, and we'll go. So
Yeah, I'll lead the way. Number one is obviously changes about the podcast. I know that we're having a new. We rebranded. We've got a new logo, among other things. But Andy,
yeah. So definitely changes on the podcast. Obviously, I know a lot have been asking Tony Cash. To let everybody know, this is, well, you have no earthly idea how much time this takes. And I know when we got started in this, it was just a fun, great idea.
Boy, we were wrong.
Yeah, and this is time consuming in a good way. We love doing it. But Tony just has a lot on his plate. 4 kids at the house. He's doing a lot of coaching, which is great of him. And it gets harder and harder to be at all this stuff. So all is good there. Tony will be making some guest appearances.
He was not fired, by the way.
Yeah.
So this.
Yeah, he was not fired.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're getting coached by Tony Cash down at Cherokee Bluff, I mean, you have a good one, and he can't be in 2 places at one time. And if we wanted to film on the weekends, his schedule wasn't working out. So it's not a closed deal, closed door. He may be back on during the fall, but I mean, he's just covered up right now. So
Yeah, he'll definitely be making some guest appearances.
Sure. I mean, he provided more commentary than I did,
Yeah.
so we miss him for sure. So
Yeah, for sure. So good luck, Cash.
Yeah.
So in the mix of that, as we are going to continue to try to improve and get better for Hall County, one is the rebranding of the logo. So everybody check that out. You'll be able to see it up here, and then also, of course, Instagram, social media.
Yep.
Check that out, and of course, all the swag that you'll be.
yeah, that's another focus that we're doing more on is pushing the Instagram, the social media, more than what we've been doing. We've got some people helping us behind the scenes with that, so thank you for that. So we're just trying to be better than what we were last year to get us out there to help promote these student athletes here in Hall County. So
Sure. We are going back through this year of sponsors, and we want to say thank you to everybody. We'll be, again, everybody knows Conditionaires
Yes.
been a huge supporter of us. And so here in the next few weeks, we'll be sending a shout out to everybody that's doing that. You'll see that on social media. You'll be seeing on the episodes. But we just want to say thank you because, again, not only time, but it does cost to do this. And so it also shows us that people care about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so anyways, thank you for everybody.
Well, I think that we shot a commercial of the day for our upcoming 5K, Syfan 5K, and that's really taken off. So I'm thinking, commercials might be in our future, because we're just a phone call away, I believe, from going big time.
Oh yeah,
At least I am.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you're just a natural. So I mean, it's time.
Only one cut,
Yeah.
or one take. So
It's only a matter of time. I'm glad you brought up the 5K, actually. So I know you've received a lot of questions as well. I've definitely have. Is Loggins
it's almost
going to
kind
run the
of
5K?
bullying at this point now. So.
Well, or support. maybe you've got a lot of support in the county.
No, I think a lot of people want to see me fail. So that's how I look at
Well,
it.
now it's your time to shine.
Are we doing the commercial again? It's your time.
I think you got to train.
Your face on my key. And for a little side note here, did all I could do for not to laugh at Andy when he was so serious doing his little commercials. If you hadn't watched it, please go watch it.
I'm serious because I care about him. Everybody, we got to get him to run this 5K.
Yeah, it's I'm toying. I'm kicking it around, so we'll see.
Okay, stay on him, community.
Yeah,
we got to get him out there. All right, next question. Most underrated Hall County sport. I really like this one.
Ooh, I mean, it obviously can't be the big three.
No, I would think I would lean in Hall County, maybe track or wrestling. Would probably have to lean on track.
Yeah.
I think track. I think that one doesn't get as much coverage, but I think people still don't realize the athletes we've got coming out of Hall County.
Oh yeah,
boys and girls.
We went to the Hall County Championships that day at Chestatee, and we got some speed there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like the track, but also you got to think about tennis too, because we don't talk about tennis. They don't get any recognition either. So, and we have some pretty decent. Looks like some tennis players here in this county. So
I agree with that. Lacrosse is an up-and-coming sport, but I don't know that you can really say it's been, I guess, in Hall County long enough to say underrated. So I think my vote would have to go track on that.
And flag football's coming up next year. We're having some, but we'll talk about that.
We know that'll continue to grow.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Which one's my next question? Is it the what?
3.
Oh yeah, sorry. What kind of feedback have we got on the podcast?
So, again, just started this on a whim and having fun with it. But as this thing continues to grow, I feel like a lot of positive feedback. We are starting to get to that point to where people in the community, when we go out there, are starting to tell us they enjoy it. They talk about it, give ideas, and we want to tell everybody, don't ever hesitate to. If there's something you think you want to see on this podcast, you want to hear talked about on this podcast, ideas you can give us, we're open to all that. But I know probably the last 3 months we've really started to see it.
Yeah, I think since Lanier Land, it's really taken off with more feedback. You've had some people once like you need to be more debate. You need to debate more about certain topics that's going on in Hall County, but. We'll cross that when we get there.
And send those in.
Yep.
Again,
we're open.
Reach out to us anytime.
Yep.
So we're willing to talk about pretty much anything, most things.
Mm-hmm.
So. What school in Hall County has the best student section? I would have to go with that's probably sport by sport thing.
Yeah, because we went to several different sports this year or this past year, and each student section was there.
I know we just talked about it. I know last year Cherokee Bluff and North Hall both had a decent-sized section of students here. I
kind of got reprimanded there.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this out there to all of you. Let's still keep it respectful in things you say. I mean, it's, hype up the team. I was part of the Amen Corner back in the day, so I do understand, trying to get the other team rattled. It does play a factor.
Sure.
But there is also a right way and a wrong way to do that. I will say.
Well, you shouldn't get personal. You shouldn't be, degrading kids.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it was a great turnout for that game. I know Flyer Branch football playoff game.
Very electric.
That was very electric. Good student body turnout there. Lanier Land, of course, you see it there. Gainesville's not what it was. I think with just how that has kind of changed in the last 4 or 5 years. It's changed the student section. But I will say for the championship game, they did show up with the student section. So it reminded me a little bit of back in the day. So, anyways, but yeah, I'd say sport by sport. I just.
Yeah, I know North Hall, during basketball season, they have a good student section where they dress up as sportscasters and ESPN, so it's pretty fun. And But I think each school has their own little niche that they do. So
Yeah, and that's probably one of the most underrated things of how much a great student section helps.
100%.
You got to get buy-in there from the student body. So anyways, it's a good one.
The next question is, why do you think local sports matter?
Well, I think sports matter in general because of everything it teaches you. I think that one, in your team sports, how to compete with teammates, how to put your personal feelings aside and gains and all that. I know in life you probably don't realize it. These student athletes may not realize it right now, but you learn a lot playing a sport.
100%.
It truly teaches you. I mean, in life, it's with our work, we're broke up into teams, and it is about competing. It is about getting better, making each other better, not always winning.
Right.
I've always loved the quote, you got to know how to lose before you know how to win. And I think when you come up through, especially middle school and high school years, that's a big statement because, you've got to learn to control your emotions. You've got to learn to control your attitude. One thing I'll say about attitude that, now looking back, just in watching these student athletes now, that's such a big impact on a lot of people. And I think when you have a bad attitude, nobody out there is good enough to be perfect.
No.
So even the best out there, you mess up. If you're showing your attitude, you're showing, your emotions, and maybe you're saying some things you shouldn't say, throwing equipment around. To me, you've just told everybody it's about you.
Yep.
And that you think you're too good to mess up or anything like that. So I'm not trying to get on a session to preach here. I'm just saying
No.
that these sports are teaching us on how we get through life, and they don't realize it now. To them, it's just competing in a sport, and they want to win, and I get all that. But you learn a lot about what it takes to get better, how much time you have to put into something to truly to become the best you can at it. So I think it teaches a lot about that. And the community bonding that comes from it. We talk a lot about rivalries. We talked about, with the baseball game last year, and it got heated in Lanierland, and it gets heated between a lot of teams. At the same time, we've seen some communities go through some tough things.
Yep.
And the first thing I've noticed is our community as a whole bonding,
Yep.
Showing support, coming together in times like that. We've seen it this year. We're continuing to see it. And so local sports brings a lot of that. I think obviously with the social media world now, a lot of these kids know each other from all over, really. Yeah. And so anyways, it just puts a lot of the community in the spotlight. You're going to games. You even get to know some of these athletes that on a team you're not cheering for, and it brings a lot of bonding in the community. I think Hall County overall, I'm not saying everybody, but overall, I think Hall County is great about when it does get to playoff time, and a few of these teams continue to move on. I feel like the community is great about supporting them and backing them and wanting Hall County teams to go on and win the state championship. So I think it brings a lot of bonding.
Fierce competitors, but at the end of the day,
Yep.
They have respect for each other. I just know that what you're talking about, these kids showing their attitudes on the court. I don't think that would have happened back in the '90s when we were playing, and when we were coming up.
Yep.
It's just a different mindset now, just different culture. We still have some hard-nosed coaches here that'll put them in line, and but we're old school guys,
Sure.
and I don't think that would have went over too well back in those days.
No, I agree with that. I still think it's teaching them a lot that they just don't realize that it's teaching. And it
sure.
truly is preparing them for life. And your best coaches out there are the ones that truly do help prepare you for that. So a coach, as we've heard and we know, a lot of times a coach will, most time in a positive way, sometimes not, but a coach will be one of the biggest influences in your life, and
100%.
they will. So, anyways, that's my take on that. Next up, who is your favorite sports idol?
Ugh.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to throw two names out here for two different reasons. Kobe Bryant, the more, yes, watched him play, but the more I've learned about Kobe Bryant and his work ethic is just
unmatched.
Yes, it's unmatched. It's very respected, but the guy truly just did nothing but work on that game. I've heard a lot about, him coming up through high school and all that, but in the NBA, I think it was his first season. It was his first or second season. They made the playoffs, and I think he and Shaq were together. And, of course, a lot of hype around Kobe, one of the best was supposed to be at the time and ended up being. But I saw he missed 2 or 3 basically game-winning shots near the end of a game in the playoff. Airballed 2 of them. Just couldn't have been any worse for him. It's how he's feeling, all that. And they ended up getting put out of the playoffs that night. And you know what Kobe Bryant did? Went back to his high school gym, 2 a.m. in the morning, and did nothing but shoot that shot he missed.
Yep.
That people don't understand. I don't care how good you are, your natural talent, it takes work, and he was one of the best to do it. As far as that goes, I'm going to throw his name out there. Also, as far as an idol goes, and this is kind of ironic to be a Georgia Bulldog fan, but I'm Tim Tebow. I'm going to tell you right now.
Sure, he's class.
He's class act, and to come up in the spotlight and just to stay grounded in your Christianity and core values and foundation. I've seen him do nothing but do that through. And you look at Tim Tebow, who I think you could say ultimately was definitely one of the best to play college football. He was one of the best competitors ever to play. I know that. But then to go on and NFL probably didn't pan out like he wanted it to, like maybe he thought it would. But it didn't change who he was. It didn't.
No, he still made an impact.
Yeah, and didn't change his desire to compete. And then what he does now as far as speaking and all that. It just, I love it. And we need more of that out there.
That's right.
So that's kind of the two names I'm going to, if I look at sports and as idols, I'd have to throw those out there.
Good.
So what sports did you guys play?
I don't know if that's a shot or what,
I don't know. That could be taken 2 ways. Oh, I'm sure. Trust me.
Sure.
We've heard it.
And whoever sent this in was, they didn't leave their name, so thank you.
So I guess, there's a couple different takes here. Were you guys good enough in sports to be talking? Some people relate this, oh, well, you weren't the best in sports. What'd y'all do? What qualifies you to talk about this? Well, I think everybody in the community talks about
we all have
sports
opinions,
and
right?
local sports. We all got our opinions.
Just like we're all the fans in the stands or the parents are coaches and players or referees.
Yep, that's right.
So,
football, basketball, baseball up until high school, and then I started running track. So that's what I did. Blew my knee out junior year in football. So that was no fun. And I know I think there's still your jersey number in Park and Rec is still retired.
Yeah, I was pretty good at River Bend, basketball.
That's where it was, River Bend, where I saw your picture and jersey.
Well
number.
coached there at River Bend.
Yeah.
But no, I played football until my sophomore year, but I was $160, and no, I knew that. I just knew. So, but I went to the game, so. I supported my former teammates, just put it that way.
Yeah,
so.
there you go. I like it.
Number
8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this is directly to you, Andy, and I'm going to let you answer this one specifically. Are you biased against any non-county school?
I do not think I'm biased at all to any non-Hall County school. Maybe a little bit.
Noted.
Maybe just a little bit. Here's how I'd answer that. I can go ahead and tell you, as everybody probably already knows, but if any of my boys are on a field or court, I'm 100% going for that team. No ifs, ands, or buts. Right. Any family members out there in Hall County playing, that's who I want to win at the time. I do think, Loggins, you can answer this, because you and I have probably talked about this obviously more than anybody, but I do feel like I'm not biased when it comes down to evaluating the programs, even if it is at Lakeview, and even if one of my sons is on the team, as far as how I think the season's going, where I think we stand as a program, that kind of thing. I don't think I'm biased there as far as Lakeview's better than all the other schools and all that. But yes, I'm going to be cheering for my children when they're playing.
Has to be expected.
Has to be expected. So, number 9. Ooh, I like this. Top 5 sports moments witnessed.
Well, obviously, I mean, is this college, professional? What is? I mean, because
I would say.
Obviously,
we'll go with overall.
We're fathers, right? And your kids getting their first hit or whatever. You know, for me, it was Carly getting her first varsity hit in softball. That was a big deal for me.
As a parent, I think everybody, all parents out there with kids playing sports would be the same. I could rattle off the big moments for all 3 of my boys at different ages, games that just stand out and all that. You're never going to forget those. But we'll do all levels. We'll do games we've personally witnessed.
Sure. For me, and I think you were up there. For me, it was the national championship when Georgia beat Alabama in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that'd definitely be my.
Well,
top
that
5.
was that date, January the 10th, is special. It's bittersweet for me because that's when my grandmother died, January 10th. And when we found out we were playing for the Natty, I was telling my mom, and she's like, "We're going to win," because and I didn't tell anybody that. I sat on it the whole time. We flew up there and we had a good time, and I made a video when we were, as the clock was hitting 0, and I was really emotional about it because I knew what my mom had said, and that was very special for me, especially being a lifelong Georgia Bulldog fan and finally getting over the hump and winning the big game. So that's number 1 for me.
That's definitely on my list. Ironically, two of the games that would be on my list are that one when they won the national championship, and then when they played Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl to go to the national championship, double overtime. One of the greatest games I've ever witnessed.
It is the greatest game.
Yeah, it probably is. And ironically, I was in the end zone. We were sitting in the end zone for both of those games. And that game in the Rose Bowl ended with Sonny Michel coming around that end, and it was like he was running straight to us. We're in the end zone, and I mean, that ended up. Sometimes end zone seats may not seem the best, but when they went into overtime,
you could see
the entire overtime was played on that end zone, to that end zone. So it ended up being some of the best seats I've ever sat in to witness a game. And then the same in Indianapolis. We were in the end zone, same end zone, and when I believe it was Ringo had that pick 6 and to run it back in, running towards us. So ironically, ended up having, for me, the best seats I could have had for those 2 games. So yeah, those are definitely on mine. Braves Dodgers Game 7. Year Braves won the World Series to go to the World Series. Electric. Truist was electric, and for an MLB game that I've ever been to, by far, just the best atmosphere, loudest. Too bad you left them because you could have been there. And that was a great game. I'll say 2 times that I don't know that the actual games I could say were the best I've been, but the 2 times that probably just gave me cold chills. I'm going to say 3 times. Duke, Carolina was always on my bucket list to go to.
Yeah.
This actually was a phenomenal game, but I believe this was 07. All 3 of these actually might have been in 07. Finally got to attend Carolina Duke, and it was the year Tyler Hansbrough got his nose busted. We ended up winning that. I mean, Duke, they're going to take a cheap shot every time they can. And that's.
I mean, their mascot's a devil, so there you go.
They're called the Dukies for a reason.
Right.
But anyways, so they came in. They thought they were going to, kind of throw bows, literally. And, Tyler Hansbrough, one of the toughest kids to ever play college basketball, and wasn't backing down. And we ended up winning that game. So because it was a bucket list item, that was unbelievable. And then the same year, went to Lambeau Field. Brett Favre was still there. It was his last year in Green Bay. And me and a couple friends, Stuart and Brian, go to that game, and sitting down in Lambeau Field, I mean, just gave me cold chills. We watched Brett Favre tie the touchdown passing record at the time. He broke it the next game. But that place was electric. Green Bay, Wisconsin shuts down, buddy. That was, I mean, the whole town, everything around it was parking. Everybody tailgated, and it seemed like 20 minutes before the game, just a flood of green and yellow into the stadium.
Nice.
So that was historic for me. In the same year, Alice and I ended up going to Fenway for the first time, and sitting down in Fenway. It's just the history there in that ballpark. Was one of the greatest moments I've had, sitting down in a stadium.
Yeah, that's what I felt like when I went to Wrigley Field a couple years ago.
Wrigley's
I mean,
another
it was just a regular game. I mean, it was the Braves were playing, unfortunately, but you know, it was still a magical place to me.
Yep.
It's funny you brought Duke up. One of my highlights is when we put Coach K into retirement.
Oh yeah,
that was real special for me.
Sent him straight to retirement.
That's right. So that's mine, and obviously, seeing the Braves lose over and over, that's big for me, and the Falcons choking in the Super Bowl, I mean, that's big for me too. So
Falcons, as you call them, not even going to get started there.
Woo!
Now I may give you this: Falcons literally might not win a Super Bowl for years and years to come. I hope not.
I know. I don't know if Vegas got involved in that one, and it's just there's some shady stuff on that
Yeah,
one.
I know. Went to a Boston Bruins hockey game.
Never been to a hockey game.
Actually, a lot of fun. This
That's
was
what I'm hearing. Yeah.
3 or 4 months ago. Literally go to my seats, sit down. Group of guys behind us, men, I think they had season tickets, and we had not been sitting 2 minutes, and kind of get talking to them. Where are you guys from? Atlanta. Ha! Bust out laughing. 28-3. I mean, never will we live this down, ever.
No.
But hopefully we can come
It
back.
was the ultimate choke job.
Yeah. What is your biggest recording mistakes? This is probably going to shock people. I know, naturals just probably aren't the word.
Yeah.
And it just, we probably make it look so easy. I'm sure that's what everybody's thinking.
Yeah, I carry my weight around here.
Yeah, I mean, well, I learn a lot from you.
Yeah, I know.
And that's why this,
That's right.
that's why we're able to go on with this. We do break character sometimes. It is, sometimes it gets a little tough to
Keep it together
Yes.
and multiple takes. But I don't know the biggest recording mistake.
I know I've called somebody by the wrong name, and just the mix of doing that. That's embarrassing. You don't want to do that.
And I still get it. For me, it's being nervous and getting my words out, not speaking so fast, and I trip over my words. But I also want this to be special too, and I guess I think about it too much, and then when he says that we're rolling, it just clicks with me for whatever reason, and hopefully you will have a blooper reel maybe one day.
Yeah.
Because those are some funny ones.
Yeah, there are some good ones out there. At the end of the day, we've got a great editing team.
Sure. Mark, the Barga Boy.
Yes.
Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, he's great at what he does. So
Yep.
he definitely helps us there. But there have been some good ones.
Sure. I just can't pinpoint one, I don't
Well,
know.
again, it's just hard. When you're naturals, it's there's not many out there. There's like 1 or 2 in the entire year.
That's right.
Well, I hope everybody's enjoyed this. Again, thank you for the questions. These actually were really good.
Yeah.
When we did that, I had no clue if anybody was going to put anything on there, and we got some really good questions. And again, I just want to say thank you to the community for the support.
100%.
More
than you know.
This would
It's very special for us.
this would not be good if it was just me and Loggins
No.
sitting here talking and nobody cared. So hope we're doing this the right way. And so again, thank y'all. We've got some good guests coming up. So stay tuned for that. And good luck to all these teams in the playoffs.
That's right.
And we'll be talking about that a little more as the next few weeks go on. Thank you, Hall County.
Thank you.